Welcome into Blaine High School, the site of tonight's Section 7 3A final. Two rivals going at it in boys soccer as the Blaine Bengals take on the Centennial Cougars with a trip to the state tournament on the line. Two teams with different paths to get here to this final. Blaine outscoring the opposition 9-3 as the one seed moving on. Centennial, they were tied at 0-0 in the quarters and broke through and then had to go to penalties to get past Coon Rapids in the semifinals. Welcome into our broadcast booth here on North Metro TV alongside Blythe Whaley. I'm Matt Dean, and Blythe, this should be a good one. Blaine have matched up with Centennial already this year, conference rivals, border rivals. It was a 2-0 final that we called together back on September the 25th, but Centennial, the way they played in the playoffs to reach here improbably to the section final, they're going to come confident into this one where they're the underdogs.
Yeah, true. When it comes to playoffs, you have to be ready to rise to that next level. And these guys have. Centennial's really been showing it as of late. They've been ready for the challenge. As you talked, it went to penalties. But ultimately, these guys have been just gearing up to get through it. Beckett Babish has been one of those guys. He hit it in the quarterfinal, netting it, getting a goal, 2 assists here in postseason. He's definitely one of the seniors that's going to help this Cougar team through to state, if he has anything to do with it.
Yeah, Beckett Babish now leading this team with 12 goals on the year, including that one that he tallied in the quarterfinal. How about Sebastian Fernandez, though, Blythe? He got 2 goals when the Cougars were down 2-0 in the semifinals to force overtime.
Yeah, he doesn't want his season to be over. It's his last time wearing a Centennial jersey, and he's already had 2 goals, like you said, in the postseason, and he's someone who's done it in the regular season, so he's proved it. He can do it on this stage that they have here in the championship.
Midfielder who leads the team with 9 assists. Well, looking at Blaine, they're the number 4 ranked team in the state for a reason, and they've got a lot of weapons to come at you with. We're highlighting 2 juniors, Demir Sesic, the leading goal scorer, and Sam Spornak, who leads the club in assists.
It makes sense to designate our graphic to these 2 guys because Sesic, he's been just showing how he can put this ball in the back of the net from all angles. And Sporniak, he's setting up all of his teammates. Not only Sesic, he's also setting up himself. We've seen him score some goals, but also 2 assists in the playoffs already. Gosh, these guys are definitely going to be lethal.
In the rain and in the muck, these 2 teams can be fighting tooth and nail to get to the state tournament. Coming your way next, the Bengals and the Cougars on North Metro.
Come to Ham Lake and see how good life can be. Conveniently located only 20 miles north of the Twin Cities on Highway 65, yet Ham Lake has kept its rural charm. Residents of Ham Lake enjoy 1-acre minimum lots, giving you space to live with abundant natural green spaces and recreational activities like boating, fishing, golf, disc golf, camping and playgrounds, and tons of seasonal fun all year round. Ham Lake is home to one of the top school districts with consistent high scores in standardized testing and community ratings. Ham Lake is a business-friendly city and willing to work with businesses and developers of all sizes. Whether you are just starting out or looking to grow, Ham Lake has the business opportunities you've been waiting for. Life in Ham Lake moves a little slower, and that's the way we like it. Ham Lake offers space to live, to grow, and space to relax. Come visit Ham Lake and see for yourself what you are missing. Ham Lake is convenient country living.
Welcome back into Blaine High School here. We're 14-2-2 and 4th-ranked Blaine, the top seed in the section tournament, hosts 10-5-1 Centennial. Rematch of a 2-0 win by the Bengals on this pitch from September the 25th earlier this season. But this one for all the marbles in a trip to the state tournament on the line here between these 2 rival high schools. Matt Dean and Blythe Whaley with you here on North Metro TV as we get set for a really intriguing matchup between 2 teams very familiar with each other this season. Take a look at our goalkeeping matchup. Gilbert Jolie, a junior, 2nd year on varsity, but 1st year as the everyday keeper for Centennial. And pretty good numbers for a guy who's seen quite a few shots and a goals against average under 2. Both defenses have been strong. No surprise, Blythe. Alec Weil, good numbers as well. You don't get to the section championship with leaky defenses.
It always starts from that back line, and you think about what that looks like the keeper is the #1 last person that you're going to have to get by. And both these guys throughout the seasons have proved it. And exactly what Blaine needs for some help back there.
We are underway here in the section championship game with the Blaine Bengals taking the opening kickoff here. #1 seed in the tournament in 7-3A, and they were ranked tied for 4th in the final coaches poll at the end of the regular season. Blaine having racked up their most wins in a season with 14 this year since the 2012 club that under Barry Aerosmith won 16 games, went 16-4-1. And that was the last team for Blaine that went to the state tournament. And they ran out all the way to the section championship game. Starters for Blaine here tonight, Demir Sesic and Jonathan Yanni are the 2 big goal scorers up at the top of the 4-4-2. Sesic, #7, has 17 goals. We highlighted him in the open. And Jonathan Yanni with 14. Midfield 4 of Enjoya, Inda, Zach Beam, Sam Spornak, who leads the club with 13 assists, and Josef Sherian. The back line is Raga Kamara, Samir Sesic, one of the captains, Asher Anderson, and Landon Peterson, who also wears one of the captain's armbands for Blaine. Centennial getting an early opportunity here as Beckett Babish did a nice job there to hold up the play and settle it down here out to the right back, Luis Martinez. He tries to cut it upside and flips one in. Landon Peterson with the clear off that Bengal back line, and the second header thumped out of there by Asher Anderson. As we mentioned, these two teams met up back at the end of September, 2-0. And I would say that scoreline didn't reflect how much Blaine dominated that game, Blythe. They only got a goal each half, but just really controlled possession for most of the night. And that's what Centennial are going to have to try to solve here. See more time on the ball against this really technically sound Blaine team.
Yeah, the Bengals have only had 2 losses on the season, Matt. It shows in their play.
Yeah, Centennial, we ran through the starters quickly for Blaine already, playing out of the 4-4-2. The Cougars play in a 4-3-3. Abdelaziz, Garcia, and Romero are going to be the 3 strikers up front. Fernandez and Babish are the 2 kind of forward midfielders in the center of the pitch, with Elliott Shepard working as that single pivot. The 2 Janicek twins, the center backs, with Berg and Martinez on the outside. They're led by head coach Alex Lynch. And both these teams stalwarts in the section. It is not unusual to see Blaine and Centennial each individually reaching a section final, but to not see Andover in this game is a change. And because Andover have dominated the section recently, Centennial and Blaine both seeking their first state tournament trip in quite some time. Centennial went last in 2019, but Blaine have not been here since 2012 when they won 16 games under head coach Barry Aerosmith. Centennial should be noted too. They won the section championship in 2020. That was their 3rd in a row, but we of course didn't have the boys soccer state tournament that year.
I know, it's always unfortunate when you think about what could have been here for even just the girls and the guys program in that 2020 season.
Asher Anderson getting a little too forceful there with Beckett Babish, who's going to earn the free kick here from a dangerous position for Centennial. Sebastian Fernandez, who had the 2-goal game last Thursday in Duluth to knock off the Greyhounds and get Centennial here to the section championship game. He'll take the free kick, swing it in, looking for Babish. Far post out of his reach, and it's run down there out wide here by Elliott Shepard. Shepard will run out of room on that far touchline, and Blaine earns the throw-in.
Yeah, you touched on that game that they had to make it through at PKs, and it was such a close game at the end. But Matt, they went down by 2 goals in the first 5 minutes. So it proved these Cougars are battle tested. They went down by 2, didn't hang their heads, got right back at it, able to tie it up and go to penalties and make it to this game.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit. We looked at the bracket in the open today, but I mean, by the skin of their teeth, certainly, to come back from 2-0 down, win it on penalties. And it wasn't easy knocking off the defending section champions for Centennial in the opening game. They had a lot of the ball, but Andover were tough to break down, and Centennial didn't break through until the second half when they got both of their goals. So Fernandez with 2 in the semifinal win. And it was Abdelaziz and Babish with the 2 goals, the 2-0 win in the quarterfinals. And Centennial trying to just survive and advance. That's kind of been the mentality here for the Cougars as they look for another upset here in the section championship game. Now loose ball. How about this speed down the left side from Njoya Inda, and it was a joy to watch him put on the afterburners there and run that one down. Good closeout there by Cam Janicek to clear it away, but wow, you can see the 40 times speed there from Njoya Inda getting out and letting it loose.
Yeah, it's always helpful to have those guys on the outside able to turn on the jets, as you said, because it just forces that back line to have to stay spread out, go and close out that attack.
Camara was trying to find Inda up that left side again for Blaine. Sesic with the step up. Got a pair of brothers on the Blaine end as well too. The 2 twins for Centennial are the 2 center backs, Keegan and Cam. Samir is a center back. Demir is a forward. The pair of junior twins on this Blaine team, and that will be a foul assessed here to the Bengals, and another free kick coming to Centennial. That was one of the Sesic brothers, Demir, the leading scorer for Blaine. He has scored 17 times this season, also has 8 assists. Well, he showed you his numbers in the playoffs, but he's also scored a goal in 5 in a row. This one over the top, and that is Demir's brother Samir with the important clearance, but out the back line. And our first corner kick chance of the game here will go to Centennial. Sebastian Fernandez, who took the free kick opportunity from just outside the box, he will have the corner kick chance. And Centennial throwing some extra big bodies up here in the box on a good early scoring opportunity. As we said, Cougars didn't have much of the ball in the 2-0 loss in the first meeting. An important punch slashed out of there by Alec Weil across too close to him in his 6-yard box.
As a goalkeeper, that's exactly what you need to do in that moment. Just get that ball as far away from your own goal as you can.
Ooh, how about that? Demir Sesic forcing the turnover, and he almost linked up a through ball there to Jonathan Yanni. We highlighted Sesic in the open, but Yanni, his strike partner up top, also has 14 goals and 4 assists of his own. Watch out for number 11, the big body up top that plays alongside Sesic. Here they get it out wide to Inda. He makes a move here to cut it outside, able to keep it inbounds on that touchline. Good sliding challenge there made by number 6, Luis Martinez, the senior. And there is the head coach of the Centennial Cougars, Alex Lynch. His first season as the Cougar head coach, looking to lead Centennial to the state tournament. And look, it's a new program. He's a young head coach, as you see, but Alex Lynch has an expectation of success. He spent the last 4 years coaching under his brother at Andover, and those Husky teams went to 3 straight state tournaments before Alex jumped ship over here to Centennial, a Coon Rapids High School alum.
Yeah, he's one of those coaches that obviously he learned a lot being over there, not getting to have that head coaching position, but now really using it to his full advantage, having the opportunity for his team to shine. He told his team coming into today that they've worked hard to be in this position. Not everyone really thought that they were going to be a team to have a strong postseason run early on this year, but now just keep proving people wrong, and that's exactly what they've been doing. Obviously going down 2-0 in the first 5 minutes of a semifinal, Matt, definitely proved probably a lot of people wrong who had starting to think what that game would finish out to be.
Sam Spornak gets into a challenge there and clears it off of one of the Cougars to win it back here for Centennial. Barry Aerosmith, the stalwart here in Blaine, his 27th season as the head coach for the Bengals, and it is his 37th season coaching high school soccer. You would be hard-pressed to find a guy who is more passionate about prep soccer than Coach Aerosmith down there in the Blaine sideline and trying to get the Bengals back to state for what will be the 10th time with him as the head coach, but it's been a little bit. We showed you the graphic earlier. Blaine have not been to the state tournament since Coach Aerosmith's 16-win Bengal team back in 2012.
Yeah, every year we can always tell how much he cares about each of the teams that comes through his program, and ultimately the care, the dedication, it's showing in those state tournament trips, and he's looking for that next one.
We played about 10 minutes here in the section final. Trip to the state tournament on the line here tonight between these two rivals that met up back in September the 25th. Coach Aerosmith's Bengals have not lost against the section this year. They are 7-0-1 with just one tie on their ledger. There's a shot blocked, and racing in is Gilbert Jolie. That ball's still loose on the turf. As coming away with it was Joseph Sherian. And one of the Cougars going down in the box there after the play was whistled dead for offside, I believe. Here's the chance for Sherian on the replay. That got past Jolie, and how about Luis Martinez, who was there to save a goal? And Spornak just drove that one wide and out of play with the goalie out of position. Goal kick here to the Cougars. And again, just over 10 minutes played here in the first half of this section final. Still looking for our first shot on goal of the game from either team. Alonzo Romero's over there getting some instructions from his head coach, Alex Lynch. Doesn't look like Centennial are going to make any personnel changes here yet, but a few tactical instructions over there from the sideline as one of the Cougar players is down, still over there after that collision. One of the defenders for Centennial after that missed shot by Spornak. And good to see that is Cam Janicek get up and start to walk off on his own. Now, you had the injury stoppage, so Janicek has to come off here temporarily at least. And we will see the Cougars go to the bench here. Looks like number 19, David Carlson, a senior, is going to step into the game here and fill in for now for Cam Janicek. He will be able to come in at the next stoppage. So 29-13 left to go. The clock stops for the injury timeout. And now Gilbert Jolie will take the goal kick here for Centennial. Controlled here by Sebastian Fernandez of the midfield. Tries to slide it up to Logan Garcia. Oh, meaty challenge in there from Landon Peterson, the senior, winner of the captain's armbands. Jostles it free here for Blaine. They get it up to Sam Spornak. Threads an incredible pass through to Sesic, who drives it right at Gilbert Jolie. First shot on goal of the game. What a pass by Sam Spornak. And Demir Sesic, the guy you want on his boot, lacking a little bit here in the finish.
Yeah, you saw a perfectly placed ball by Spornak, just setting up Sesic. But ultimately, he's going to get more of these repetitions, and I'm sure that next one is going to be placed a little bit further outside, making a difficult save to make.
Maybe a little bit too much time to think about it for Sesic. And our first shot on goal of the game, and a tremendous opportunity for Blaine to jump out to a 1-0 lead. Spornak draws the foul from Babish here at that Bengal paw in center. Sesic, remember, has scored in 5 in a row and 9 of the last 10. And good things happen when this guy puts it in the back of the net. He has a team-leading 17 goals on the season. If he gets another chance like that, I would not bet against him, Blight, to convert on the second opportunity.
Oh, yeah, I think that's just really those early minutes, those early seconds, just trying to get situated in this game. But if he would have got that same play later on, as I'm sure he will, it's going to be a tougher shot to save.
We got a stoppage here, and the temporary replacement, David Carlson, he's going to be replaced by Cam Janicek. Starting center back will come into the game here for the Cougars. Good to see him. It felt like when he came off, he was healthy, good to return. He just had to come off by rule there for a short spell.
Yeah, sometimes you just need the second, regroup, make sure everything's okay. Yep, it is.
Now good pressure there from Jonathan Yanni. He won the ball back and was fouled. That was pretty close to the perimeter of the 18-yard box, clearly on the outside of it. But look at how close Yanni got to that yellow line here. Foul outside the box, but you've got to be cognizant of that if you're Keegan Janicek. And this is going to be a good free kick position for the Bengals.
Yeah, it's a good thing that the referee is aware of it too, because sometimes you get a foul that close. I mean, a referee can make a mistake and call that inside the box on accident.
Would have been a penalty kick had it been inside the box. A couple of strides out, and Raga Kamara, junior midfielder, will take the free kick delivery here for Blaine. Goes to the back post, tap in goal. Bengals have the lead. It's Jonathan Yanni on the Kamara delivery off the set piece.
Yeah, Jonathan Yanni really in the right place at the right time, and just finesse to get that one in the back of the net. You could tell he was relaxed, calm, confident, not trying to overdo it. Because sometimes you see that when they kick it up and over the net.
26:47 to go, and just a little tap in off the thigh for Jonathan Yanni there on the set piece delivery. He splits a couple of Centennial defenders relatively unmarked, and Yanni with his 15th goal this season. It is his second goal of these section playoffs. He scored in the quarterfinal win against Forest Lake. And it's 1-0 Blaine. The goal to Yanni, the assist to Raga Kamara. That'll be Kamara's 5th assist on the season for the 4th-ranked Bengals. Well, a perfect start from a Blaine perspective. They missed on that early opportunity, but convert on the second shot on target that they see here. As Sebastian Fernandez will rim this one in, and a free kick clacked out the backhand, last off a white shirt for Centennial. A couple of the goals for Yanni here, and the best time of the year to score them. And the Blaine Bengals, who have cruised with relative ease to the first 2 rounds of the playoffs here. From what we've seen of the Bengals, Blythe, they are not going to let off on the pressure up 1-0, and certainly not this early here in the first half. What impresses me is they don't change the game plan. They are going for a second goal, and they kind of play by the mentality of, if we have the ball and keep the pressure on, the other team's not going to score.
Oh, yeah, never. I mean, the Blaine Bengals, I mean, they didn't see the graphic, but we all did. Haven't been to the state tournament since 2012. These guys want it.
Rain coming down here in Blaine, Minnesota tonight. Bengals hosting here in the section championship game. Trying to go for a season sweep of their rivals. Blaine, including that win in late September earlier this year, have won the previous 5 meetings against the Cougars. These two teams met up in the section semifinals here in Blaine last October. Bengals won that game 3-2. Blaine would go on to the section championship game, where they would lose 1-0 to Andover in the section final, and that drought since 2012 without a state tournament continued here in Blaine. Sessick slamming that one over the top on a just no-nonsense clearance here. Janicek tries to head it along to Shepard, and then Janicek, Keegan played it through up to the attacker Fernandez. Good interception there made by Joseph Sherian. He drew some contact and the foul, and Blaine will have a free kick here in their offensive half. That's Joseph Sherian, the junior. 2 goals and an assist this year. There are just so many good technical players in the Blaine midfield that aren't necessarily putting up huge goal totals, but they are doing some important work out there for Blaine. How about the one-touch pass from Spornak? Turning and shooting was Zach Beam, as it's cleared out of there by one of the Janicek brothers. There's Beam. He's got 1 goal this year. A whole host of Blaine subs waiting to come on here over on the sideline, as you see Josh Rudo, Barak Youssef, and number 10 Alex Seagay all preparing to enter the game. A couple of those guys, some goal scorers with some healthy goal totals this year. We'll see who they are coming on for. Zach Beam's going to be one of the 3 coming off here for Blaine, as will be Jonathan Yanni and number 19 Enjoya Inda. So 2 of those guys will drop into the midfield, and 1 will go up top and replace Yanni. Throw in here to Centennial, backed up nearly to their own corner flag.
We talked about Brock Youssef earlier on this season, just that he came back to soccer from football, and you mentioned it. He's scoring quite a few goals for this team. I'm sure Coach Aerosmith quite glad he made that decision.
Yeah, Youssef wearing the number 4 jersey. Jonathan Yanni recently has been injured, and so Youssef got the start in the section semifinals last week on Thursday. He's wearing the number 4 shirt up that right side. He scored 25 seconds into the game last Thursday in the semifinals. You blinked and it was halftime, and the Bengals were up 4-0. They led by 5 goals before Coon Rapids scored. Here's a chance with some pressure, and cleared out of there. It was almost the guy we were just talking about, Barak Youssef, storming down that back line for Centennial with a chance. Bengals took it short on the corner, and it will ricochet back out here to one of the new entrants into the game, Josh Rudo, with the back post cross. Cleared out of there for the moment by Centennial, but still controlled by the Bengals. That's Alex Seagay on that right side as he tries to cut inside. Ran into the boot of Keegan Janisak, and then Camden Janisak unable to race it down as it leaks out the backside touchline. Throw into the Bengals, who lead it 1-0 behind Jonathan Yanni's 15th goal of the season. And I don't think we're going to see Centennial sub much in this game. That is one of the strengths of the Blaine team under Coach Aerosmith. All the depth options he has to go to, as Gilbert Jolie struggled to handle that bouncing ball in on him, and nearly it turned into an opportunity for Blaine. But now trying to cut it upfield here for a counterattack opportunity is Amir Ahmed, who also checked into the game off the bench, occasionally a starter for Coach Lynch and the Cougars. And a couple of near transition opportunities. That's number 2, Josh Rudo, the junior, drawing the foul. Here's that scramble. I would imagine the wet conditions playing a factor here for the normally sure-handed keeper, Gilbert Jolie.
Yeah, especially on this turf. It's also going to make it slick. This ball is going to be sliding, but certainly tough to handle with those keeper gloves.
Spornak, good read with the interception here. Finds Sesic, centered on, looking for Youssef. Good pressure there from Logan Garcia. How about one of the forwards back checking there for Centennial? And he forces the turnover here as the Cougars and Gilbert Jolie have the goal kick. You see why Youssef gets all these minutes, though. As a bench guy, especially coming in and providing the energy, he has looked like a problem for the Centennial defense since coming on a few minutes ago. About halfway gone here into this first half. Oh, that was a dangerous back pass by one of the Centennial defenders. But Alec Weil raced off his spot there in the mouth of the goal and cleared it. Cameron Berg will link up here with Yassine Abdelaziz. Spornak, his fingerprints all over this game. We're going to say his name a ton. Sesic dropping in the midfield here, picks it up for Blaine, looking for Youssef. Good clearance there by Janasek, and Sebastian Fernandez settles it down for Centennial. Switches the play out right. Ahmed can't get around the left back. Good play there from Blaine's number 3, Raga Camara, who set up the goal on the set piece that allowed Jonathan Yanni to score with 26:47 to go. And Blaine will get it back here with the captain, Samir Sesic. Babish with the header, splitting the center backs, and harmlessly corralled here by Alec Weil.
You're seeing Centennial trying to lock it in, trying to keep it in that half. This time it squirts out.
Yeah, Rudo played it a little bit too heavy. Centennial settling onto it. Well, look, the scoreline right now not favoring the Cougars, but I mean, from what I remember of the game we did about 3 weeks ago, Blythe, I think Centennial look a lot more dangerous already in these opening 20 minutes than they did for maybe the whole 80 minutes last time against Blaine. They have had some moments where it looks like they have created some space on the offensive end, although no shots to show for it yet.
I'm telling you, Matt, this postseason Centennial team has looked different. They've been able to bring it in some of these big moments. And we have to just refer back to what we talked about earlier, was just the fact that they went down by 2 goals in the first 5 minutes and didn't hang their head. And we're seeing just that effort right now. They know what it's like to play down and still continue to stay positive.
Overcame a 2-0 deficit in their semifinal win in Duluth last week. Here's Beckett Babish up the right side, cuts it back. Alec Weil with a big-time stop. It's not a shot on target, but if Weil didn't come out and stop that, you had a man waiting on the weak side for Centennial as Logan Garcia was sitting there in a good goal-scoring position on the weak side.
Yeah, you didn't see him get his hips around him all the way to angle that ball closer towards that 18-yard box, just to keep it out of Weil's area. But ultimately a great idea. Play that ball across, let your teammates have a chance to run onto it.
Barak Youssef working the header. Cleared out of there by Keegan Janasek. And Centennial try to play it out up this left side. Here's Garcia. Gets it through to Abdelaziz. He'll track back into his own half. Still with Yassine Abdelaziz, who scored the opening goal in the section quarterfinal win for the Cougars when they hosted at home against Andover. It was a battle of the Lynch brothers, with Alex beating his old team where he was an assistant the last 4 years at Andover, and his older brother Andy on the opposite bench in that game. Taken away by Sam Spornak, up to Sesic. Sesic with a nice little pirouette to drop back in the midfield, and then lost the handle. Fernandez over the top, looking for Amir Ahmed. How about that speed from the defender, Raga Camara? He's stripped by Amir Ahmed, but a foul, they'll say, and a free kick to the Bengals. How about the athleticism on display back here? Camara and Ahmed showing off the wheels. And a little bit of tenacity here between two rivals. Just enough contact there from Ahmed, although he almost sold it to get away with it.
Hey, you got to be ready. There's going to be contact, especially in the postseason. So much more on the line. These guys are going to be going at it.
Here comes Sesic with the takeaway. Garcia left his feet. Sesic, oh, good idea. You could see he was trying to thread it through to Barak Youssef, the junior who's got 7 goals this season. And Centennial try to settle this game down here and look for a chance at goal. 2 shots on target in the game. Both have been by Blaine, and they've got him for 4 up there. They did credit Centennial for the 1 shot on goal. We might have a hockey parent tracking the shots on goals over there. They can get, especially when you get a goalie parent working the shot counter in the hockey rink, it can get a little out of control over there. Try to pad the stats. They've got it as 4-1. We'll go with that. Here's Spornak. Spornak trying to track that deflection, and no hesitation there from Luis Martinez. The senior stepped in and cleared it. Blaine still in control. Here's Camara finding Rudo, and Rudo ushered off of possession there. One of the Centennial defenders, that was Amir Ahmed tracking back, that knocked it free. And are they going to say this is Centennial ball? No, we're going to have a stoppage here for a couple of substitutions. Demir Sesic will come off. Jonathan Ianni is going to come on and replace him. Enjoya Inda and Zach Beam. So 3 original starting players in this game, all checking back in for Blaine. Rudo, as well as number 10, Alex Seagay, will sit for the Bengals. And that's kind of one of the differentiating factors, right? As this game goes along, Blaine are going to kind of cycle through a rotation of about 14 players. 3-4 subs will be used pretty heavily. And Centennial will, when we saw them in the section quarterfinals last week, they basically only subbed on Romero for Ahmed and vice versa. Today it's Romero getting the start, but we've already seen a heavy dose of number 22. Otherwise, unless there's an injury, Coach Lynch is riding his starting 11 and then one kind of super sub, either Ahmed or Romero, off the bench.
Something even with this weather that we haven't quite talked about is, of course, depending on how much rain's coming down, those cleats, they're getting waterlogged, just a little bit heavier, going to make these guys slightly more tired than maybe they would have been in a dry game.
Logan Garcia in possession, feeds it up along to Ahmed, tries to return it to Garcia up that right side, and that's Fernandez trying to launch one into the box. Getting on top of it was Yassine Abdelaziz, but drove it wide with the header, and Alec Weil jumped off his line to snare it. Weil, the junior keeper with a big leg. Babish leaving it for Abdelaziz. Oh, good challenge there from number 19, Njoya Inda. We saw him show off the speed earlier, and that time the physicality. On to Spornak, and now Inda. Inda running into Abdelaziz. Still Inda with it. Somehow was able to shake loose on that end, but Luis Martinez with a clearance. Handball, I think, is going to be assessed here on Blaine. It kind of hopped up and just caught the hand there a little bit of Yosef Sharian, and this will be a Centennial free kick.
Hey, one short, one short.
It's a good opportunity for the Cougars to be able to push up, send this ball long.
Janusek swinging it in. Good clear there from Samir Sesek, one of the center backs, wearing one of the captain's armbands for Blaine. Noah Berg finds it, tries to get around Zach Beam. Berg inside, another clear by Samir Sesek. Fernandez on it, finds Martinez. Out wide to Ahmed. Centennial trying to drive up that right side. Ahmed will shuttle it to Shepard, across the way to Berg. One touch drop here by Garcia. There's a shot attempt by Abdelaziz. Weil looked like he had the top crossbar covered. And Abdelaziz having a try from way downtown. He was looking for a golazo to tie it in the section final. Pretty comfortably handed. More subs coming on for Blaine. Demir Sesek, one of these starting strikers, is back out there. And then also we will see Brendan Block, a junior wearing number 20, a midfielder, enter the game for the first time. So what do we say? 14 deep for Blaine, make it 15. Barry Aerosmith is going to use that bench that he's got. That's kind of been the staple of the Bengal teams of these last few years that have been so close to getting to the state tournament. Lost in a 1-goal game to Andover last year. Here's Beckett Babish with a drive right at Weil, knocks it down. Loose ball in front. Garcia can't turn it home. It stays 1-0 Blaine. Beckett Babish with a great drive, nearly tied this one up, and the loose ball spilled to Garcia.
Yeah, the best chance for the Cougars all night, just right there inside the box.
Still some pressure here for Blaine's back line to deal with. Landon Peterson clearing. Here's that opportunity created by that shot from Babish.
Yeah, you see him bobble it. Alec Weil tried to get it, but Cougars weren't ready for it to just be done. They followed it up that rebound.
Long throw attempt. Doesn't really create any traffic in front of the net here for Centennial. Good clearance there by Yosef Sharian. They try again, and that one's thumped out of there by Camara. Injured player down here for Centennial. That is Noah Berg. And now he's going to have to come off here for the stoppage as the clock stops with 9:16 to go here in the first half. Jonathan Yanni with the game's lone goal on a set-piece assist from Raga Camara. That came with 26:47 left to go. Berg is going to come off, and Mr. Utility David Carlson, number 19, for a second time in this game, is going to come in and fill in on that Centennial back line because of an injured player. Blaine has the free kick out of the stoppage. There's Demir Sesic with it. Shows off the dribbling moves to evade Babish. Up front with Yanni. Yanni plays it out wide to Inda. Inda left-footed cross. Nobody home for Blaine. And cleared out of there comfortably by the Centennial Cougars. Blaine coming off the 12-win regular season that we mentioned. They're 14 wins this year, the most for the program since Blaine last went to state in 2012. That 2012 Blaine team ended the year 16-4-1. They went to state and beat Champlain Park, beat Bloomington Jefferson before losing to Eastview in the state championship game. There's the substitution. We were expecting Berg back in for Carlson after he came out by rule due to the injury. And Blaine, after getting to the state championship game and finishing as runners-up, have not been back to state since then. They are conference champions this year, winning the Northwest Suburban for the first time since 2013. 12 years ago, they're trying to go to state for the first time in 13 years. They won 7 games in a row to end the regular season, back-to-back wins in sections. So 9 wins in a row. They have not outright lost a game. 9-0-2 since a September 6th loss at Rogers.
Yeah, such an impressive season that Coach Aerosmith has been able to have with his team, and just 2-loss season. Nobody can say anything about that. Talking to Coach Aerosmith about those 2 losses, said they lost to Minnetonka 2-0, but they were ranked #1 in the state at the time. So really not something he thought too much about after they lost to them, but also missing several starters for their other loss. So this team being back to full strength tonight, Matt, puts them right there in the position they want to be in.
Yeah, that loss to Minnetonka, their only home loss all season. So 1 tie, 1 loss is the only blemishes on the record at home. Beckett Babish stripped from behind there. I think a really underrated player in this Blaine team in there with the tackle. That was number 6, Asher Anderson, who stepped up and took it away from Babish. Good tackle there. And a free kick awarded here to the Bengals.
You may not always be able to see it, but that rain is still coming down. The slippery conditions continue tonight.
We could hear it a little bit earlier,
yeah.
Pitter-pattering off of the AstroTurf here at Blaine. It's still lightly coming down here a little bit. The forecast shows no signs of stopping, and for the players on the field, you hope that it's going to be this type of rain for the rest of the night and just not come down any heavier.
And we always appreciate the camera operators and everyone outside on our crew helping us bring this production to you guys.
Well, Brendan Block's going to come off. Sam Spornak's going to come on. There's our fellas in the crow's nest. Putting in the crow's nest shift here on a wet, damp night for a section final here in Blaine. Matt Dean and Blythe Whaley nice and warm up here in the booth.
I don't know about that, Matt. We have the window open. We're not fully comfortable, but we can't really say anything.
I think I'm just better dressed, but I am warmer than I was at the section quarterfinal last week for Centennial. I'll tell you that. This one swung in, corner kick opportunity, and nothing comes of it here for Blaine. That is the second corner taken by the Bengals, 3rd of this game in total. Finally settled down here by Sebastian Fernandez. Abdelaziz will get it to Garcia. Drops it back past Shepard, and it falls to Cam Janasek. Look at that pressure from Blaine. They're going to have a foul be assessed to Jonathan Yanni, but it is never comfortable when you are trying to possess the ball against Blaine. Yanni with a little bit of a shirt grab there on number 20 Keegan Janasek, but Blaine just suffocate you. And some of that is because they cycle in so many subs, they can keep up that intensity throughout the whole game, but it looks really difficult to play against if you're Centennial in the opposition this year. Yanni chesting it down here to Sesic. Looked like he wanted to link back up with Yanni. He had his pass partially blocked there by Elliott Shepard. Number 15 does a lot of the unheralded work in the midfield, kind of the holding guy and the single pivot of the 4-3-3 for the Cougars. Martinez, his pass attempt was blocked there by Njoya Inda. Still the Cougars have it though. Abdelaziz dropping to Janasek. Looks through the middle. Well read play here by Njoya Inda. Tries to find Yanni. Ricochets to him. He's got Sesic. Did he get him onside? No. Offside flag up immediately. Look, I thought this was a well-timed run by Demir Sesic. Yanni needed to get that pass off just about a half a beat sooner. And a clear offside flag there, correctly made by the officials.
And that's something you can do. You're up by a goal. Why not take a chance? That ball gets slotted forward, but you see him not well offsides. But you can take some risks. You're up by a goal. Definitely going to put yourself in a better position if you are already heading up that line.
2.5 minutes to play here in the first half. Bengals have the 1-goal lead. Jonathan Yanni's 15th of the season, coming with 26:47 remaining. Raga Camara, one of the center backs who takes a lot of the free kick chances, had the assist that set up the goal for number 11. This is Samir Sesic getting set to take the goal kick here for Blaine. He'll play it short. Sesic trying to play it over the top here. Looking for Yanni. Dumped away from him by one of the Janasek brothers. Spornak finds it in the midfield here. The Moldovan transfer to Blaine. Came in last year as a sophomore. His family moved to Minnesota from Moldova and moved into the Blaine School District. And what a surprise for Coach Aerosmith and his staff to get a kid of his skill level dropped into your high school program. He has been phenomenal for Blaine, leading the team with 13 assists on the year. And this is going to be a throw in here up in an advanced position for the Cougars. We got a minute left to go here till halftime. Fed across. Delaziz trying to gut it back for Garcia. Too close there for Alec Weil as he smothers it with inside a minute left to go. Inda ushered off the ball there by Fernandez, taken away by Luis Martinez. Tries to find Romero, and this one cleared out of here. We almost had a souvenir in the booth. That's the closest it's gotten. Camaro with the long clearance. 25 seconds left on the clock. Blaine do not mind taking a 1-0 score into the break. And that will roll out the back here for a Bengal goal kick with about 10 seconds remaining here till halftime. We'll see if these teams try to find some cover here at Bengal Stadium. It's not like during Friday Night Lights where teams will kind of head into a locker room. They just kind of chill out over by the corner flag in the field and go through some of the halftime adjustments. Wet, rainy night here in Blaine. It has not stopped the goal scorer, Jonathan Yanni, from notching his 15th of the season. And Blaine sit in a winning position at the break, still with 40 minutes left to play in the section championship. These two rivals deciding a trip to the state tournament when we come back with highlights for the second half. Back here at Blaine High School, 1-0 the Bengals, the section favorites, leading it here at the half. Well, Centennial made this a much more competitive first half than it was in the first go-around. They put some pressure on this Blaine backline. Sebastian Fernandez, good ball to the top to find Beckett. Babish, cutback opportunity smothered by Wild. Babish with a big drive here, led to the best chance of the half and a huge save from Alec Wild to come up and deny Garcia. Few headers later, and it was still scoreless. Blaine had a phenomenal early opportunity opened up on a pass from Sam Spornak, but not the best finish from Demir Sesic, who couldn't polish off the opportunity. There was a great look here from Joseph Sharian that nearly rattled around for a goal. Eventually, a set piece. Jonathan Yanni off his right thigh from a Raga Camara pass. That was the difference with the goal coming at 26:47 remaining, a 14th minute tally for Blaine that made it 1-0 Bengals here in the section final, and a potential trip for both these teams to the state tournament on the line. We're back and underway here in the second half alongside Blythe Whaley. I'm Matt Dean, and yeah, Blythe, I mean, it's 1-0 to Blaine. This is a really good team, and there's no moral victories here that I think the Cougars are going to hang their hat on, but they've got to feel pretty good about the way that Centennial played and made this really a pretty competitive first half here, especially considering I thought Centennial looked overwhelmed against Blaine when we saw them in this matchup about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, they have that extra confidence knowing they did it in the semifinals. They had that comeback victory, and you're seeing Jonathan Yanni just crushing it here for Blaine, getting his 15th tonight, but definitely needed the help there from Camara, his 5th assist on the season.
Yeah, Yanni, I mean, he's become a more consistent goal-scoring threat here as he thumps this one along in a header to Demir Sesic, and he just gets run down there by Camden Janicek. Great pursuit by the Centennial center back. And Sesic, who you saw miss that golden opportunity when it was 0-0 in the first half, that he just took too heavy of a first touch to, and Camden Janicek came sweeping into the rescue for Centennial.
That's something that happens, especially with the rainy game. We have that first touch even harder to control than it would be on a typical game without this rain.
Zach Beam showing some good hustle, but couldn't run it down there near the touchline. Noah Berg has the throw-in chance for Centennial. Little back heel flipped attempt by Abdelaziz. Landon Peterson upended by Abdelaziz there.
We're gonna see card.
Yep, card here coming to Yassine, the junior wearing number 9. And now Abdelaziz, shown the yellow, will have to come off here for it until at least the next stoppage, and he's going to be replaced by Alonzo Romero in that attacking 3. First card we've seen from either team in this Blaine Centennial rivalry game. Got to keep moving your feet if you are Abdelaziz there. This one spun in and across. Sharian whipped it in. Fell to the back post here, and Blaine, did they say, dribbled it out of bounds? No, they're going to award a free kick here to the Bengals. And that one just dumped out the back by Spornak after it took a deflection. So corner kick here eventually for Blaine. They had 2 of the 3 first half corner kicks. Demir Sesic, it looks like, is setting up to take it at the flag. Yanni, one of the targets in front, sails over everybody and almost found the back post there for Blaine. Demir Sesic, I don't know if he was trying to go for the Olympico, but he almost had it to put Blaine up 2-0 in the section final. This close from a second Blaine goal.
Now Blaine there certainly keeping their foot on the gas, continuing to create these opportunities. They'll get another one from the corner flag.
Second of the half in quick succession here. I believe that is Sharian taking it here for Blaine. They're correcting the clock here right now. They're going to add a few seconds back on. They're saying it should be 36:25. That's what the delay is for.
Are we adding the time back or what?
Coming in.
Here comes the service. And flipped out of there by Centennial on the defensive header. Chance here at a counterattack. Logan Garcia quickly closed down by Sam Spornak. Wrestled it back away. Blaine had it for the moment. And they'll have the throw in on that left side touchline. Here comes Jonathan Yanni. Nice turn to head up the left wing. Yanni, oh, he had a man on the back post. Could not find Zach Beam, who was unmarked on the backside. And wow, Blaine have had two very close opportunities to add a second here right out of the half. Zach Beam could not have been more wide open. I think Yanni, he made the right decision to try to cross that ball through the air, but just a little too strong there for Beam to latch onto. Alonzo Romero just subbed off for Centennial. Yassine Abdelaziz, who was shown the yellow card, is back into the game for the Cougars, number 9.
Yeah, had Beam scored that, it would have been just his second here this season.
There's Yanni again, storming up that left side. Able to knock it down and collect it around Janasek. And a throw in here awarded to Centennial. Five minutes played here into the second half. It's been all Bengals so far since the break. Demir Sesic, I think he was trying to do it on purpose. Nearly scored the Olympico straight in off the corner kick and found the corner of the woodwork. And Jonathan Yanni creating a great breakaway opportunity. Couldn't quite finish off the final pass. Sesic very nearly has found the back of the net twice here for Blaine. They lead it 1-0 behind the strength of Jonathan Yanni's 15th goal of the year here in the section final. Foul from behind there is Joseph Sharian not going to get away with a little tug from behind. Centennial with the free kick. Blaine beat Centennial in the section semifinals last year, lost to Andover 1-0 in the final. The Cougars, although they missed out on reaching the final last year, have played in the section championship game in 6 of the last 8 seasons. They had never been to state until Jeff Ottesen took the Cougars to the state tournament in 2018. They won the section championship and went again in 2019. And as we talked about, won the section title in 2020 for the 3rd year in a row. But that year there was no state tournament held. By the way, whoever wins this game, the state tournament is going to start on Tuesday of next week. The quarterfinal rounds, the State High School League has posted. Here's Sam Spornak inside to Yanni. One-touch pass back to Spornak, a little too strong. He was offside anyway as the flag was up. And this is going to be a goal kick here to the Cougars. The quarterfinal rounds will be played anytime from Tuesday to Thursday next week. The State High School League hasn't posted on their website which days will be for Class 3A. I think Yanni was the one initially offside there. And the sites and times are to be determined, but the winner of this game would either play in Farmington, Forest Lake, Monticello, Shakopee, Spring Lake Park, or White Bear Lake. So if you are a Cougar or a Bengal fan, you are hoping for Spring Lake Park, #1, and probably second choice, Forest Lake, right? An easy trip for the quarterfinal round. Semis and the final are played at US Bank Stadium if you can win your opening round game of the state tournament at a neutral venue somewhere around the metro. If Centennial can win in an upset, you would think they're going to be an unseeded team in the tournament. Blaine will have a chance at a top 4 seed and get a good matchup in the first round. Here's Sessick, swings this one in. He might have been looking for goal yet again. That one off the chest of one of the Cougars and cleared. Get somebody on that front post. If you're Centennial, Sessick is looking for a goal, I think, from the corner flag every time he's taken one of these. Still 1-0 Blaine. It remains. He was going for a goal again here, and Yanni almost had a glancing header across that front post.
Yeah, it's just a nice in-swinger. He's a good one to take it from that side of the field because it's going to be making that angle coming right at the goal line.
There's Sessick again. Nice little one-touch to almost get it along to his teammate. Thought there should have been a foul there. The Blaine player did anyway. That was number 19, Enjoya Inda. Here's Berg with it for Centennial. Lost it. Through to Sessick. Samir will clear it high and out of there. Nice first touch by Beckett Babish. Tries to turn and thread it through. Good confident play by Alec Weil to run it down off his line.
Yeah, I like that Babish put it forward, though. He gave that ball a chance. Trying to make something happen in that final third. Centennial really needs it, knowing they're already down a goal.
Ahmed through to Abdelaziz. Too strong with the through ball. Cleared out of there by Samir Sessick. And they're going to award this a throw in here to Centennial. Swung into the box. Garcia with the header turns it through, and Centennial have tied it. Oh, they just caught Blaine's defense, I think, switched off for a moment. Samir Sessick was upset. He thought that the throw-in should have been awarded to the Bengals. The Cougars get it in quickly, and Logan Garcia turns a header home for his 7th of the year to tie this one up at 1-1. Sebastian Fernandez with the cross from way outside the box. 10 finds 11, and the Cougars with life here in the section championship.
If you're a Cougar fan, this is exactly what you wanted. You saw him do it in the semifinals, looking to come back in similar fashion here in the championship. But Logan Garcia, we've seen him do well in postseason action in the past, and here he is doing it again.
A 51st minute goal from Logan Garcia, assisted by Sebastian Fernandez. That'll be Fernandez's 10th helper this year. And the Cougars have equalized on Blaine here in the section title game. Back to a brand new contest here at 1-1. Blaine hadn't completely checked out. That's a hard sliding challenge coming in there from Beckett Babish. I kind of tend to agree with one of the Cougar captains there. That looked clean to me. Went in and got all ball there on Joseph Sherian, but they will award this a free kick to the Bengals. Sherian sends it in. That one dumped out of there by Berg. It'll fall to Sherian, who drew the foul. Ahmed pressuring him. Wins it back for Centennial. Ahmed able to get it up ahead to Fernandez. He just set up the goal that tied it for Centennial, scored by Logan Garcia. Tried to get it back to Garcia. Pumped out of there by Landon Peterson, one of the Bengal captains. There's the totals on the year for Garcia, regular season and playoffs combined. And what a player he's become these last 2 years for Centennial. One of the reasons soccer is such a great game, one of the smallest guys out of there is one of the most dynamic attacking players. Sesek able to get a foot to it, and the rebound. He scores. Bengals retake the lead. Damir Sesek, who scored nearly twice earlier in this game, converts on the chance to put Blaine back in front. 28-12 to go. Sesek finding his own rebound to tuck it home for his 18th of the season.
Snuff any life the Cougars were starting to feel. This one makes it a little bit tougher. Again, the Cougars know they've done it. They've come back from a 2-goal deficit here in the postseason, but how quickly this happened after they just got that little bit of excitement to tie it up, Matt, that's hard.
Less than 2 minutes later, in the 52nd minute, from Damir Sesek. Sam Spornak a little bit shaken up. It looks like he's going to come off because of an injury stoppage. Is he? No. Spornak's come over the sideline. They will replace him, and Brendan Block is going to come in that substitution. I think just a breather here for Spornak. They showed Spornak a yellow card there. So Spornak's in the book. It was something after the play when Blaine were setting back up at midfield, and Centennial were getting ready to take the subsequent kickoff. I don't know if we've got any video of what that card was all about for Spornak. We'll look into it. 2-1 Blaine, though. The goal still stands. Damir Sesek, with his team leading 18th of the season, scored less than 2 minutes after Sebastian Fernandez set up a Logan Garcia goal to tie it. And it is 2-1 Bengals here in the home barn for Blaine. And a foul here against Fernandez. Here's what might have led to, we just had another yellow card picked up, by the way. We'll sort that out. So you could see Sesek kind of celebrating, but Spornak got the yellow card. Yeah, just a little bit of talking after the play there. And we just saw a yellow shown to one of the Centennial players as well, too. They sent Luis Martinez over the sideline. He just picked up a yellow just for that last challenge. You expect to see a few yellow cards shown in a section title game, and especially one between two rival schools like this, between Blaine and Centennial. And we've got 3 in the book here so far.
You can't not mention just how often these teams go up against each other. They have a lot of history between these two, so probably easy to get talking out there.
It's been a pretty competitive series. You go back the past 17 seasons, all when both teams have been in the Northwest Suburban Conference. Bengals lead the series 11 wins, 6 losses, 3 ties. Although Blaine have had the recent dominance, winners of 5 in a row against Centennial, including earlier this year and in the section semis last year. Barak Youssef, a little bit of contact in from behind. The referee immediately points to the spot. It's going to be a penalty kick here for Blaine and a chance to take a 2-goal lead. Barak Youssef had space down that left side. Cam Janisek came in, upended him heel to heel. That looks like a clear-cut call, and Blaine with a chance to convert from the spot here and take a 2-goal advantage. The center back and captain Samir Sesek went up to the spot, and it looked like he was going to be the guy to take it. Now his twin brother Damir is going up, and he's going to take the kick here for Blaine. So a little pullback of Samir, and Damir Sesek going to take this one, trying to beat Gilbert Jolie here from the spot. 2-1 Blaine. Sessick saved by Jolie. Rebound smothered, and it stays 2-1.
What a play. I mean, this keeper, he knew the size of that moment, and he made sure he was ready for it.
I don't know. I mean, it looked like Samir Sessick went up to the spot to take it. Demir wanted to take it instead, and he didn't pull that one far enough to the post. Good save by Jolie, though, who lays out full stretch to tap that one around the other side of the pole. Free kick awarded to the Bengals. Cougar fans don't like it. 2-1 Blaine leading it here. We haven't even hit the halfway mark of the second stanza. There was a lot of time left in a 1-goal game, and that save by Jolie, massive to keep this game where it's at. It's just a 1-goal deficit for the Cougars.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard, tough call for the ref to make in general. They gave that PK, and you think about how many yellow cards we saw just trying to settle this game down. I'm sure this felt like it was one of those moments he's just worried this game's going to get out of hand if he doesn't.
Look, this is Centennial's down. The Cougar parents are getting a little upset down there. There was one slide tackle for Beckett Babish that I thought, oh, that wasn't a foul. It didn't result in a card. These officials, in my opinion, have done a fantastic job tonight. The penalty kick awarded was 100% the right call. No question about it. Janusek shouldn't have gotten anywhere near Yusuf. He was down the left side, but he was still out on the wing, and Janusek kind of initiated contact that he didn't need to. Janusek, who gave up the penalty kick chance, is going to come back in, subbing out David Carlson, the senior. A well officiated game and a good game between two teams that are very familiar with each other in the Northwest Suburban Conference here, competing in the section championship. Sessick tried to flutter it along, calmly cleared out of there by Keegan Janusek. And out at the sideline here near the midfield line for a throw in for the Bengals. Sessick trying to find Barak Yusuf. Cleared out again for another Bengal throw. The shots on goal are 6-3 favoring the Bengals. They've outshot Centennial 2-1 here so far in the second half. Corner kicks 5-1, where Blaine have had 3 here so far this half. Another throw in here to the boys in blue. Raga Camara get ready to toss this one into play. You see a couple of subs preparing to enter the game here for Blaine. Alex Seagay, Josh Rudo. That's Rudo number 2. Both entering into the fold. We saw them sub in off the bench in the first half. One of the 2 that will come off is Enjoya Inda for Blaine. You got the 1-goal lead. You want to keep that vaunted Blaine pressure going. You bring in some fresh legs to help you do that. And the Bengals in their bag here, a tentative position right now. And this is something we talked about early on, Blythe. I mean, Blaine have been dominant this year. They've cruised to the first 2 rounds of the section playoffs. This is kind of, it's not an ideal spot for Centennial, but it's one they're familiar with right now. Down here in the section playoffs, and they have battled back from a couple of tight games to get here to the section title game.
Yeah, I was thinking about that earlier in this matchup as we first see some more contact.
Yeah, Babish got into some contact there with number 20 for Blaine, Brendan Block. And Babish, who's been warned a couple of times today, he had that slide tackle that I thought was clean. This one here a little bit too physical, and Babish shown the yellow. And again, good officiating. There have been a few physical plays from Babish. She got warned once or twice and was kind of told how the game was going to be officiated. Now here in the second half, he has shown the yellow. Yeah, went in, studs up, and caught the boot there. You see a Brendan block. That's a good call. And Babish will have to sit here for the moment as he goes to the sideline. Looks like Jacob Skiwiat, number 3, came in to replace him. So the leading scorer for Centennial for now sits on the bench. Threaded to the outside of the box. Oh, good pass by Josef Sherian to put it just around the edge of that 18-yard box in a dangerous area. Bengals trying to clip that out of bounds off of Garcia, but the Cougars have the throw. They're going to stop up play here and allow a substitute to come on for the Cougars. They're just going to bring back in Beckett Babish, who was just shown the yellow card, and subbing off as Skiwiat. A little heavy touch there from the Bengals' number 10, Alex Siege. Plays it out of bounds. Centennial down a goal, have the quick throw. Blaine have won 9 games in a row coming into the section championship game. They are unbeaten in their last 11. Have not lost outright since September the 6th at Rogers. Blaine's offense, I mean, it's impressive what Centennial have done. They've scored 57 goals in their 18 matches preceding this one, outscoring the opposition by a +33 goal differential. And Centennial holding them down to 2 goals here today. Blaine have the 6th most goals scored in all of Class 6A across the state.
Yeah, what I was going to say a while ago before that yellow card got called was just the difference if Blaine had been sitting down here in this game, just not used to it in the postseason, as another opportunity just about.
Oh, what a save there from Gilbert Jolie. I think the effort in on the left foot of number 20, Brendan Block, with the drive. That was a spectacular save. Save this one in case the Cougars come back. Block, yep, with the drive. Jolie able to spill it wide. He had the penalty save and a couple of outstanding ones here to keep Centennial hanging around on this one. Another corner kick for the Bengals. Heavy drive from Sessick. A swing in and a deflection. And they're going to wave off the goal here. Quick goal kick taken by the Cougars. The goal is waved off, and still it stays 2-1 Blaine. Maybe a handball. I don't know what got waved off there for the moment. It was ripped in from the edge of the box. Looked like it took a deflection on its way in, but immediately this crew waving off the goal. We'll try to take a look here at the next opportunity. Sebastian Fernandez to Babish. One-timer. Big-time block there for number 26, Landon Peterson.
Yeah, just a dangerous opportunity for Centennial as they transition. It was certainly chaotic a little bit more.
A good clearing header there by Samir Sessick to get it out. And Blaine will ping this one forward just to relieve the pressure for a moment. Now we get to see Jonathan Yanni run. And that one rolled out of bounds by Keegan Janicek. Here's the last goal that was waved off. What would have made it 3-1 Blaine. This fell out to Alex Siege. Took a tip. What did they wave off this for?
Is it an offsides?
Must have been an offside. Yeah, it was for an offside flag. Over the top. Sesic looked like he had it covered. Ahmed got to it first, ripped in by Abdelaziz, and cleared out of there by the Bengals. Well, Blaine had twice thought that they have extended the lead to 2, and Centennial feeling like they're grabbing some momentum back here. A foul at the center of the park. Yeah, so on the ruling, here was the short corner taken by Sesic, walking it in. He had that initial rip. And yep, so number 2, it glanced off of number 2, Josh Rudo, for Blaine, when you could see he was in an offside position. So there you go. And again, how about our officials? They don't have the benefit of the replay. They called that play live immediately and were right on it.
Yeah, it's always impressive. I don't know sometimes how they do it. Some of these happening so fast. But
and Josh Rudo, I mean, you're looking at the junior, nothing he can do about that. That takes a deflection. It kisses off him. He's waiting for a rebound in the back post, and after Sesic was fouled near the middle, he's going to come off here in a substitution. Barak Youssef, number 4, I think, came in to replace him up top. Cougars have the throw. Martinez up that right side. Runs into a good stick there with the Blaine defender. Elliott Shepard, rather Berg, with the interception for the Cougars. Here's Ahmed. Tries to cut past Peterson up the left side. Peterson with a good recovery to knock it off of the boot of Ahmed, but will roll out for a corner kick here for the Cougars. Their first of this half and only second of the game.
yeah, for how many times we thought Blaine scored, this game is still just 2-1. Big opportunity for Centennial trying to make a comeback.
Sebastian Fernandez will take the corner kick chance for Centennial. Looking back post. Not sure if that was off the head of Sesic or off the gloves there a while. Loose ball was sitting there. Ahmed had the rip. It was blocked by one of the Cougar defenders. And then Janicek with the long distance effort, and neither got through to goalkeeper Alec Weil. Inside 18 minutes to go for Centennial to try to find the equalizer. It looked like that was punched out by Weil. Then a couple of good chances there. I mean, if that one gets past one of the Bengal defenders, that is dangerous. Coming off the right leg of Amir Ahmed. Good defense by Blaine. Samir Sesic will take the goal kick. That goal that was waved off for the offsides, and then of course the big chance was Blaine failing to convert on a penalty kick that was rightfully awarded. Janicek clearing it nicely to Luis Martinez. Martinez, one of a couple of Cougars playing with a yellow card here in the second half. Martinez left his feet right as we said that. And he is going to pick up another foul here. It's not going to be anything that's going to warrant a card, but Martinez will have to play a little more carefully here as he fouled one of the Bengals. That's number 3, Raga Camara. So remember, Martinez number 6 and Babish number 29, as well as number 9, Abdelaziz. 3 Cougars playing with yellow cards here in the second half, and already down a goal. Centennial cannot afford to go down another man.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, they pick up that second yellow. It equates to a red, and their team's playing down the rest of the game.
Reinforcements coming on for Blaine. Spornak will return, as will Enjoya, Inda, and Zach Beam, all original starters. How about Gilbert Jolie tonight? 5 big saves here for Centennial to keep this just a 1-goal game. You need to have it. It's almost a requirement for an upset win against a team of Blaine's caliber. You got to have a goalie come up with a big save or two in a section final.
Can't get much bigger than that PK save he had to do.
Throw in coming here to the Bengals. Enjoya Inda will take it from that left side. Jolia Jr., first year as the starter. He was the backup to Jordan Sheeta last season. Jolie, in fact, began last year in JV. Was called up when Centennial, because of some injuries, needed a backup goalkeeper in the varsity squad. And he has been the guy every game this year for head coach Alex Lynch. And in fact, the Cougars don't even have a second goalie listed on the roster. I'm sure they've got somebody lined up to be the emergency guy, but Jolie, if he can hop around on one leg, he's probably lining up and taking the start in goal for Centennial this year. Sherian, good ball through to Yusuf, and Yusuf, little heavy touch there. Jolie again strong to come off his line there and swallow up that chance before a shot could come through. Babish heads it down to Fernandez, and the Cougars get onto it. Bird to Shepard. Senior able to link it up head. Fernandez tried to play it over the top. That was Garcia, in fact. Cleared out of there by Blaine and cleared up the way and out of bounds by Jonathan Yanni. Yanni had the first goal in the opening half for Blaine. Came in the 14th minute. After Logan Garcia equalized in the 51st. Foul here on Blaine. It's going to be drawn by Sebastian Fernandez. The Bengals scored less than 2 minutes later. Yeah, there's some contact there from Yanni. He can argue all he wants. Martinez had the good body position, shielded him, and drew the foul. Things are going to get testy here. The longer this stays a one-goal game, and the deeper we go into this one. 13 minutes left to play here in the second half. Spornak playing one over the top. Beautifully waited for Yanni to run onto. And Janasek will run him down, avoid the corner kick as he played it out just shy of the corner flag here. It's a throw-in for the Bengals. They just pulled Barak Yusuf off the field and made a quick substitution. The Bengals did. Asher Anderson lost it. And just lobbed back in there by Landon Peterson. I believe Sessick, number 7, was the one that just re-entered the game. There's Samir Sessick. Sky-high clearance just to get it out of there. And now as we start to approach the 10-minute mark, Blaine are just more content to kind of clear their lines and get it out of the danger area. Good challenge there to win it from Ahmed, in a collision between Landon Peterson and Sebastian Fernandez there. And that should be a foul drawn here with the Bengals. Free kick. And now Blaine with a chance to get some players forward. Looking long for Zach Beam. Headed out of there, Spornak. To Yanni. Looking to return it to Spornak. Beautiful first touch there from the junior. And a nice challenge there to wrap around and poke it free from number 10, Sebastian Fernandez. Amir Ahmed, did it roll out of bounds there for a moment? I think Spornak thought so. And they will pull this back for a Blaine throw-in. He did run out of room there on that left side. The senior Amir Ahmed. Sessick looking long. Good step up by Martinez. Clearance by Shepard. Ricochets back to Janasek. Janasek looking long. Centennial starting to throw some extra bodies forward. Beckett Babish is essentially going up and playing as a forward right now. So 2 strikers right now with him and number 9, Yassine Abdelaziz. And Cougars are going to get a little bit more desperate, and yeah, they're going to put their leading goal scorer basically up as a forward here in the crucial moments where they need a goal, Blythe.
Yeah, especially when this time just continues to tick down. There's going to be some changes, just trying to make anything happen, knowing it's do or die, Matt. You have to get a goal to tie it up and another to go ahead.
Centennial, we mentioned it, we're down in the semis 2-0. 5 minutes in, Babish calling for the ball on the backside. Beckett Babish has it, the strike, and it is deflected on a big block by number 26, Landon Peterson. It'll go over the crossbar and out for a Cougar corner, but what a stop there from the captain, Landon Peterson.
Yeah, we've seen Beckett Babish nail it there in the quarterfinals. Now a similar shot here today. If it wouldn't have got deflected, Matt, that would have had a high percentage of going in.
Corner kick opportunity here for Centennial, and it's in. Tie game here in Blaine. Second of the night for Logan Garcia as he scores off the corner try.
It might be Beckett Babish, I'm not sure. Or was it Logan Garcia?
Centennial have tied the game with 9:32 left to go, and it was Beckett Babish off that back post on the corner kick.
He's hungry. You saw him have the opportunity. It got deflected and making it count here after getting awarded that corner kick. It's senior year, Matt. You can tell it. You see the fire in his belly.
13th of the season for Babish. He leads the team, and his second of the section playoffs here for the Cougars. Jonathan Yanni looking for an immediate response. He was looking top corner, and it whistles wide.
But this is the life, the motivation Centennial needed, that momentum that can change a game. You see them get a goal late after Blaine maybe thought they just had to possess, try to get this ball away from Centennial, but now they're right back in it and they need to score themselves.
How about that little flick on by Sesic? Ooh, lowering the shoulder there for some contact was number 19, Enjoya Inda. That probably should have been a free kick here to Centennial. They're going to award it a corner kick to Blaine. Swinging it to the back post, block, headed it back across the mouth of goal. And it nearly led to a scoring chance for the Bengals. With the flick on header, Logan Garcia was trying to race onto it, but a calm play by the junior Samir Sesic to play it back to his keeper. Babish trying to turn again. Babish trying to take control of this game. Ran into a stiff challenge there from Blaine's number 3, Raga Camara. Here's Ahmed. Able to shake off Landon Peterson for the moment. Ahmed runs it out of bounds. That was actually Zach Beam who was tracking him, number 21 for Blaine. Throw in here to the Cougars. And all the momentum squarely on the Cougars right now. Feels like the pitch is tilted to this half of the field right now. Blaine twice thought they had gone up 3-1, but missed on a penalty kick opportunity, and then had a goal waved off for offsides on just a slight deflection off of Josh Rudo from an offside position. And then Beckett Babish, who we mentioned has scored twice these section playoffs, has also set up his teammates for a couple other goals otherwise. He was a contributor to both goals in the section quarterfinal win that we covered last Tuesday against Andover. His block shot eventually led to the opening goal of the game from Yassine Abdelaziz. And as Blythe said, he is trying to put the team on his back here, senior year, to keep his season extended a little further. Number 25, Ridwan Ajiye, just got subbed off for Blaine. Alex Seagay, I think, was the one that just checked back in, number 10. Another turnover here. Garcia was looking to switch the play. Seagay tracking him. Camara with the clearance. Falls to Fernandez. Inside 6 minutes left to go here in the second half. We are now tied. Overtime procedures would be, what, 2 10-minute periods, and it is sudden death in the section playoffs. If we cannot find a game winner in the 20 additional minutes, it would go to a penalty shootout. Cougars have already won 1 penalty contest in these section playoffs, doing so last Thursday in the win for them at Duluth East.
And this is a tough game. Again, these guys, they're playing out there. It's raining on them. It's cold. There's a lot of circumstances coming at them. And, of course, the Cougars just having that little bit of pep in their step, knowing they've been in this position just a few days ago with a 2-2 game, looking at possible overtime.
Long ball over the top and an important clearance there for number 26, Landon Peterson. Able to spin the header wide, but Centennial still putting the pressure on the Bengals here in this end. They take the throw that is cleared off of Ahmed. This should be a Bengal throw, and it will be. We got a substitute coming on. Jonathan Yanni will re-enter the game and replace Alex Seagay up front. So you've got the 2 big guns back in there for Blaine. Sessick, who has scored tonight, his 18th of the year, and Yanni back into the game. He has the other Bengal goal, his 15th, the 2 leading scorers in the striker tandem for Coach Barry Aerosmith. Sessick knocks it down to Yanni. Those are the 2 big goal scorers you were just talking about. Little tug from behind by Garcia. That's the right call, and now it's going to produce a yellow card here to Logan Garcia.
The numbers go up for Centennial players holding a yellow card.
Look, he grabbed the shirt there, and it said Yanni. That was Njoya Inda who got his jersey pulled. Logan Garcia is going to have to sit here temporarily. Yeah, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Centennial players that are all sitting on yellow cards now. Or beg your pardon, make that 4. Number 9, Abdelaziz. Garcia, number 11, who just sat. Babish and number 6, Luis Martinez, all playing with yellow cards right now. And aside from Garcia, who's going to come back in at the next available stoppage, the other 3 guys, I believe, are all out there on the field right now. All important starters in the lineup for Alex Lynch. There's one of them, Martinez, with a glancing header into Sessick. Nice little flick on through. Yanni with the heavy touch. Yanni was offside. This one's going to be called back.
And I hope Jolie not coming off of his line had to do with seeing that flag already come out, because I would have thought he was going to be stepping up trying to stop this play before it happens.
Yeah, Berg was the last defender, and you could see Yanni in behind him by about a half a step. I don't think there was a defender just out of frame on the near side. I think the guy you saw, 17 Berg, was the last man standing, and so if that's the case, that's the right call.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if the keeper knew for sure he was off, that he didn't come off his line. I would have been worried to let him take that goal that close range.
Sessick looking for Yanni again. Janasek stepping up and getting it to Ahmed. One touch back to Cam Janasek. 2-2 Still a tie game as we head into the final 2 minutes of regulation. A potential 20 minutes of overtime awaits should this scoreline remain intact. And that would be sudden death, golden goal, first one wins it. And if it can't be settled in the extra period, Yanni across, whipping at it on the back post was Demir Sesic. Would have been a tough finish, and he wasn't able to direct it on frame. How about this ball from Yanni, though, and the effort from Sesic? Just trying to kind of lash at it with the outside of the foot to direct something on frame there for Gilbert Jolie, who will take the goal kick now for Centennial. 1:20 to go here in regulation. Babish cleared it through to Abdelaziz. He's got Logan Garcia onside. Garcia with the heavy touch gives it up. Blaine having some trouble clearing it. And Samir Sesic, that looked like a flop from up here. He was trying to draw the foul from Ahmed. Again, this officiating crew have been phenomenal. They're not buying any of that nonsense. And it's back into play here for Centennial. Sesic tries to clear. Babish hanging on to it. Berg switches play across with a left-footed cross. Jolie will intercept to keep it away from Garcia, or rather Alec Weil, the keeper, the junior for Blaine. Blaine trying to get one last quick attack off with 30 seconds left to go out of that free kick. Sam Spornak on the ball here for Blaine. 18 seconds to go here at Bengals Stadium until we head to overtime. Noah Berg with a takeaway. Threads it through to Abdelaziz. Tries to switch. Falls to the blue shirt of Zach Beam. Across to Jonathan Yanni. Cuts it back. No one home. That will take us down to the end of regulation. We've got a trip to the state tournament still hanging in the balance. Rivals Centennial and Blaine knotted up at 2 after the Bengals found a way back to tie this one up with a late goal from Logan Garcia. We'll head to break. Come on back for the start of overtime coming your way next on North Metro TV.
North Metro TV, your source for great local programming, is now available on Apple TV and Roku devices. Our free app allows you to stream all of our channels live. You'll also have access to an on-demand library, including weekly newscasts, sporting events, and city meetings. To find us, go to the App Store and search North Metro TV. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. North Metro TV, now available on Apple TV and Roku.
It was 2-1 Blaine until this late-headed goal from Beckett Babish came with 9:32 left to go in regulation, and Centennial roaring back from a goal down to force overtime, and we are headed into the extra period here. And a reminder on how it works in the State High School League, we've got potentially 20 minutes of overtime. It is sudden death, meaning next goal wins. The two teams, if there's no goal after 10, will switch sides, immediately start that second portion of overtime. And should we not get a goal in the additional 20 minutes, it goes to a best-of-5 penalty shootout. And all of this to go to the state tournament, Blythe Whaley.
And goodness, Matt, this feels quite familiar for the Centennial Cougars. We talked about it earlier in the broadcast. They had to go through the semifinals, which sounds so similar to this storyline. A couple differences in goals that happened. Of course, they went down by 2 in that semifinal, where today just were down by a goal each time, but still, Matt, quite similar storyline.
Yeah, Centennial have not trailed in, or have not led in this game. Twice trailing by a goal. Little deflection through to Gilbert Jolie. He's come up with a couple of monster saves tonight, including stopping Demir Sesic on a penalty shot. And he just kept Centennial in it for long enough to find that second equalizing goal. Sam Spornak will wing it out wide to Enjoya Inda. Nice cut back here to Sesic. And Demir will flutter one through here for Gilbert Jolie to handle. Sesic, he did not convert on that penalty kick try, but scored in the 52nd minute. At the time, putting Blaine up 2-1. It looked like it would stand as the game winner from number 7 in blue, but Beckett Babish and the Cougars had other ideas. This one thumped on a big clearance by Raga Camara. Babish gets into the shoulder there of number 6, Asher Anderson. And that is rightfully ruled a free kick. I mean, this officiating crew have done next to nothing wrong tonight. And they've had some tough calls to make and have done it beautifully. Correctly called the offside goal that was waved off that would have given Blaine a 3-1 lead.
That's all you can ask for. Whatever team doesn't move on, just at least knowing, hey, maybe the refs didn't have that part in it.
Here comes the drive by Fernandez. Little drop ball still in the mixer. Camara had trouble getting it out. Oh, and Alec Weil stepped in to bat that one away from the near post. Panicked moment here from Raga Camara, and then Samir Sesic tried to wring it out of there, and Logan Garcia nearly snuck that one into the near post corner. Short corner here taken by the Cougars. And that one cleared out of there by the Bengal defense. They'll recycle back to Garcia. Swings in the cross. Back post to Babish. Gets by him and falls to Ahmed. And Ahmed able to clip it out off of Blaine for the second straight Centennial corner kick. And ever since Centennial got that equalizing goal, they have been all over the Bengals. And that momentum carrying over from the end of regulation.
Yeah, after having the momentum of their first goal snuffed out right away, that second goal has brought it.
Weil got a piece of that and finds the rebound as it deflected back to him. That's some important goalkeeping here in this sequence from Alec Weil, the junior out there for Blaine. Second-year starter. His predecessor, Griffin Dunnigan, who was a 3-year starter for Blaine, is now an assistant coach on Barry Aerosmith's staff. Longtime Blaine keeper, now over there on the bench with Coach Aerosmith. So here's the scoring summary. As Blight talked about, Centennial have not led in this game. Jonathan Yanni scored to get him on the board in the 14th. Logan Garcia with an equalizer, 51st minute in the second half. Demir Sesic scored an open play in the 52nd minute. Almost had a second on a penalty kick that was saved by Jolie. And then Babish equalizing with 9:32 left to go in regulation to send us into the overtime period. There's Martinez with it, able to drop it off to Fernandez. And now Noah Berg for Centennial. Berg couldn't usher it along to Babish, but it deflects back to Logan Garcia. Cleared by the Centennial backline and Landon Peterson. Amir Ahmed just went down. And the officials will say play on here. Sliding challenge in from Camden Janasek. Janasek going to be whistled here for a foul, and a free kick will be awarded. You see upended, you can see number 23, Yosef Sherry.
It's like trying to stretch out.
Yeah, that was earlier in the play. I think Ahmed just pulled up like he's got cramps down on the field. He wanted the play to stop for the injury.
And that's what happens when you get into the overtime game, especially like today. I mean, it's cold, it's making it a little bit more difficult, but these guys have had even more minutes on their legs, and with it being cold, they're maybe not drinking as much water. I remember definitely in overtime games, a lot of calf cramps just happening throughout my career playing, and just seeing two guys almost at identical time here in the game going down, trying to stretch out their calves. Just an all too familiar feeling of overtime.
Alex Lynch already getting his substitute prepared over there in the sideline. It's going to be number 5, Alonzo Romero, coming on. Barry Aerosmith looks on from the other end here for Blaine. His team so close the last few years. Blaine had an incredible team 3 years ago under Coach Aerosmith that missed out just shy of the state tournament. They lost 1-0 with a good team. The section final last year, off the post on the delivery end of the set piece, and Blaine so close to the overtime winner here. Off the set piece. Who was it? I'm not sure that even hit anybody in the box for Blaine. It would have been clean in off the set piece delivery, but found the post, and we play on here in overtime. Peterson got bumped there by Romero. That's going to be a foul. Breaks up the breakaway opportunity here for Centennial. Spornak tries to go over the top to Demir Sesic. Good body positioning, and Sesic sneaks it in near post. Game winner. Blaine headed to state with an overtime winner. Demir Sesic with his second of the game. It'll snap a 13-year drought since the last trip to the state tournament for Coach Aerosmith and the Bengals, but Demir Sesic finding the game winner here for Blaine.
Yeah, you gotta see this. I mean, Centennial just doing everything they can, but you think you have time here in overtime. Golden goal. This proves that those little moments, they count.
It comes in the 87th minute, 4:18 to go here in overtime in the first stanza of OT. And Blaine, in dramatic fashion, are headed to the state tournament for the 10th time under head coach Barry Aerosmith in program history, but for the first time in 13 years. Stick around here in the post game. We will let you listen in on the awards ceremony following this one, and Blythe Whaley headed down to the pitch for some post-game interviews. The Bengals headed to the state tournament with a 3-2 overtime victory over rivals Centennial.
Let's sit and chat and drink coffee, then maybe we could see if we could be. You and me. Let's get together and make believe we'll share our hearts and share our dreams. Now what do you think about you and me? Maybe we can always be forever you, forever with me. I bet you're thinking I'm a little too romantic. Oh, but baby, now don't get frantic, 'cause when I love, my loving's gigantic. Oh, and I think that's alright. Let me dream, oh, a girl can dream, and maybe it's not as crazy as it seems. Me loving you, you loving me right back. Now cut me some slack. Oh.
At this time, will the players from runner-up Centennial please come forward as your name is called to accept your second place medal. Number 2, Timothy Tkach. Number 3, Jacob Squiat. Number 5, Alonso Romero. Number 6, Luis Martinez. Number 7, Matthias Aceituno. Number 8, Kitoran Legacy. Number 9, Yassine Abdelaziz. Number 10, Sebastian Fernandez. Number 11, Logan Garcia. Number 12, Nathan Lee. Number 15, Elliot Shepard. Number 16, Henry Erickson. Number 17, Noah Berg. Number 18, Evan Schwartz. Number 19, David Carlson. Number 20, Keegan Janasek. Number 22, Amir Ahmed. Number 25, Micah Akpan. Number 27, Aiden Hamsky. Number 29, Beckett Babish. Number 38, Camden Janasek. Number 59, Gilbert Jolie. Coach Alex Lynch. Coach Jesus Galavan Garcia. And Coach Bernard Asibe Ruo. Congratulations again to the Cougars. Will the captains of the Centennial Cougars please come forward to receive your runner-up trophy? All right, again, congratulations to the Centennial Cougars. At this time, will the players from Section Championship, Blaine, please come forward to accept your champion trophies. Excuse me, your medals. Goaltender Alec Weil. Number 2, Josh Ruto. Number 3, Raga Kumara. Number 4, Barak Youssef. Number 5, Samir Sesek. Number 6, Asher Anderson. Number 7, Damir Sesek. Number 10, Alex Siege. Number 11, Jonathan Yanni. Number 12, Owen Anderson. Number 13, Abdul Baset Muhammad. Number 14, Matthew Zachman. Number 16, Gael Valdez. Number 19, Najoya Inda. Number 20, Brandon Block. Number 21, Zach Bain. Number 22, Samuel Spornick. Number 23, Joseph Sherian. Number 25, Ridwan Ajie. Number 26, Landon Peterson. Number 97, Cam Jorgensen. And number 99, Dixon Weil. Coach Barry Aerosmith. Coach Eric Peterson. And Coach Griffin Dunnigan. Now, will the captains of the Blaine Bengals please come forward to accept your championship soccer trophy? Congratulations to the Bengals on your section championship. This concludes the award presentations. Your interest and support of high school soccer is greatly appreciated. A reminder that Bengals have qualified now for the state tournament. This will begin next Tuesday on the 21st of October. The sites will be announced after the seating meeting.
Up late, but the Bengals steal one on a Demir Sesic OT winner. And Blaine are headed to the state tournament for the first time since 2012. Stick around. We've got Blythe Whaley coming up with the post-game interviews. Blaine headed to state.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire, and how to control the flames. But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Blaine's 15th win of the season comes in dramatic fashion in overtime to send him to the state tournament. Blythe Whaley down with a couple of the Bengals after the win.
Alongside a couple of goal scorers here in the victorious Bengals, punching their ticket to state. We're going to start with you, Jonathan Yanni. You netted the first one tonight. How important was that setting the tone here in this game?
I feel like scoring the first goal was so important. I think it just brought the intensity up, because we knew we were the better team. Even right now, I'm losing my voice because how excited I am. But, scoring that first goal, setting the tone was so important. And we have players around us that have a good group of support, Even when we get scored on once or twice, we could still net up and have people like Demir scoring goals and the defenders, too, doing awesome.
And how did you keep that atmosphere and that intensity up? Of course, you talked about it, getting scored on again and having to come back. What was the difference maker to keep the liveliness up?
We knew we were the better team coming out, so all we had to do is just show it. Honestly, when we went to 2-2, we never lost a hope because we knew that we were the better team. We knew that we could score goals. We knew that we were just great team in general, and when we have just players that just put a great impact in the game, who just work hard, these are moments that happens once in a lifetime in my last year of high school soccer.
Yeah, this hasn't happened since 2012 for the Bengals. In your senior season, what does it mean to you to make it to the state tournament?
I mean, it means so much. I remember my freshman year being on varsity, and we played Andover the section final. I remember losing that game, and every year, sophomore, junior year, wanting to come out, win sections. It was one of my big goals. And this year doing it after three years where I think we should have won, but this year we winning, and an OT game, just something different. It's just so amazing.
Well, you said it so well. I'm glad for you and your senior season that it's ending the way you want it to.
Yeah, thank you.
And, of course, Demir Sesic, we have to talk with you. You got a couple goals here in tonight's matchup, but we have to first talk about a moment that you might not want to. You missed the PK earlier on in this game. What was going through your head, and how did you know you're going to get it back here tonight?
I mean, I work hard every practice, so I know that missing a PK doesn't mean nothing. I can go score right away again, and as long as I just put my heart and effort into it, I don't need no penalty, so that's just like as if I didn't have one, so it didn't mean nothing to me. I just kept playing. I kept getting hyped up the team, and I knew it was coming, so I waited for my moment.
Yeah, and of course, you also scored that golden goal here in overtime. How did you do it, and did you know it was going to happen in that moment?
I mean, I knew it was going to happen. I was just waiting for my time. I know I'm going to score. I know every game I'm going to score, so once I seen that he was trying to shield me out, just wrap my leg around him and take the touch and shot, so that's what went through my head, and I didn't need nobody to tell me that I was going to score. I knew myself that I would score. I had the confidence in me, so, yeah.
How special has this team been this season? You guys haven't made it to the state tournament since 2012, but this year you guys are going back. What's different about this year's team?
This year's team's different. We're all friends. We all grew up playing together. I mean, it's just we all know each other and love each other. It's like family. It's not just a team. So it's just means a lot. And like I'm with my brother. I'm with the guys. I played with Jonathan since I was like 10 years old at club, Blaine Soccer Club. It's just, you know, it's just like playing with your friends in the backyard. It's nothing too complicated, just having fun with it. So scoring the goals, being with the team, it just means a lot, you know. It's different for sure. It's the best soccer I've ever played in my life.
Well, Demir, I'll let you enjoy this with your team, but congrats and good luck the rest of the way.
All right, thank you.
Well, you guys, on behalf of my entire awesome crew braving it through the rain, my broadcast partner Matt Dean, our director Ted LaRue, I'm Blythe Whaley saying so long from Blaine High School, where the Blaine Bengals punch their ticket to state.